Russia has observed a national day of mourning after more than 100 people were killed in a deadly terrorist attack on a Moscow concert hall. Investigators say they have detained 11 people in connection to the attack. Putin has insisted the attackers were connected to Ukraine, a claim that Kyiv has blasted as absurd.
Ця нікчема, абсолютно, Путін замість того, щоб займатися своїми громадянами Росії, звертатись до них, добу мовчав, думав, як це притягнути до України. Все абсолютно передбачено. Тих сотень тисяч росіян, які зараз вбивають на українській землі, точно вистачило би, щоб зупинити будь-яких терористів.
Meanwhile, residents of Moscow have lined up to lay flowers and donate blood as the country reels from its worst terror attack in decades. People have paid respects in Russian embassies across the world. The Islamic State terror group has claimed responsibility for the attack. The IDF has claimed to have killed 170 Hamas militants at the site of one of Gaza's largest hospitals, where heavy fighting continues. Israeli forces insist that Hamas fighters are sheltering there, a claim that Hamas has denied. Meanwhile, Saturday in Israel has become an annual day for anti-government protests. Demonstrations in Tel Aviv block key highways as protesters demand an immediate ceasefire in order to release the remaining hostages taken into Gaza. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has called for a ceasefire. Speaking from the Egyptian side of the border not far from the southern city of Rafah, Guterres said Gaza was in desperate need of aid and that the collective punishment of the Palestinian people was unjustified. In an interview with Euronews, the president of Cyprus, Nikos Christodoulides, said that the maritime corridor between Gaza and Cyprus could be a model on how to distribute aid in a humanitarian crisis. Almost 200 tons of food aid has left for Gaza via Cyprus, launching the new maritime route.
Είναι η πρώτη φορά μετά από 17 χρόνια που έρεται ο ναυτικός αποκλεισμός της Γάζας από πλευράς του Ισραήλ μόνο για πλοία που φεύγουν από την Κύπρο. Χαίρομαι που οι συνάδελφοί μου στο Ευρωπαϊκό Συμβούλιο αναγνώρισαν τον ρόλο της Κυπριακής Δημοκρατίας και τη σημασία του ανθρωπιστικού διαδρόμου. Μπορεί να παίξει ρόλο στην ανοικοδόμηση, για παράδειγμα, της Γάζας. Η Αμάλθεια αποτελεί ένα πρότυπο, ένα παράδειγμα το οποίο μπορεί να εφαρμοστεί σε πολλές των περιπτώσεων σε κρίσεις που έχουμε στην περιοχή.
The aid was mostly collected by charity World Central Kitchen, funded by the UAE.
Slovaks will vote this weekend in the first round of presidential elections. Current head of state Zuzana Zaputova, the first woman in the country to hold the position, is not running for a second term. The favorite is Peter Pellegrini, who is close to populist Prime Minister Robert Fico. Pellegrini's party came third in legislative elections on September 30th. Another candidate is former Foreign Minister Ivan Korchok, a pro-Western career diplomat. For this weekend's first round, there are 9 candidates. If no one obtains a majority, the top 2 contestants will face off in a second round on April 6. In Slovakia, the role of the president is mostly ceremonial. This is the 6th presidential election since Slovakia's independence in 1993. Hundreds of people marched in 5 Croatian cities to protest against corruption and injustice ahead of the country's parliamentary elections. A demonstration organized by the Croatian opposition stressed that the next elections, which will take place on April 17, are crucial. Voters will have to say whether they want to follow the path of optimism and hope or one of apathy and despair. The Croatian parliament was dissolved last month to pave the way for the election. 143 out of 151 lawmakers backed the decision.